We gather today with the spirit of celebration, knowing fully that our current times in which we live make keeping that spirit even more difficult. Our gathering today calls us to celebrate with joy the moment while remaining fully aware of the challenges around us. We are not called to be in this place and to ignore what is happening, but to embrace both the sorrow and joy of our time together. So this morning, we must find the place in the depths of our soul that may still rejoice in the blessing we have of being able to be together, though differently. The blessing of beginning another school term. The blessing of welcoming our first-year students. The blessing of opening the gates of knowledge for all of our students while knowing the call we have to the world outside the doors during these most challenging times. So in the way that is most centering for you, stop, reflect. Take a deep breath and dig deep in your soul, and there find, even in the dichotomy of this moment, the spirit of gratefulness for the gift of the present, and let that be your guide for our time together. And then find a call to action as a result of what we experienced this morning. So in this moment, take your own way and say thank you for this time. I will pray and speak in the way most familiar to me, but join me in whatever way speaks to you. Holy God, we are simply grateful for this moment, both joy and sorrow, blessing and peace. Please be seated. I will now ask the Secretary of the Faculty, Mark Stater, to deliver opening remarks.
Thank you, Chaplain Buford. As the Secretary of the Faculty, I represent all of your Trinity professors in extending this welcome to you, the newest members of the Trinity community. Welcome to the class of 2024, transfer and IDP students, and all new families. We are delighted that you have chosen Trinity. Convocation marks the official opening of the academic year at Trinity College, and it's a nearly 200-year-old tradition at this point. You will hear a great deal about traditions at Trinity, and that's because they provide us with these unique shared experiences that connect us to each other and to the past, and because we know that a Trinity education is as relevant and valuable today as it was 200 years ago. We believe in the education we offer, and we look forward to having you in our classes. We, the faculty, are here to teach you and to advance research and scholarship, very often in collaboration with you. As your professors, we want you to explore widely and deeply. We want you to be challenged and to ask for help. We want you to grow, and we want you to succeed. We are here to help you do all of these things on your intellectual journey at Trinity. This year will be unlike any other, but one thing remains unchanged: our commitment to you. Welcome to Trinity. It is my pleasure now to invite Adrian Odie, Dean of Admissions, to tell you about the exceptional students of the class of 2024.
Thank you, Professor Stater, and welcome, new students. What a year we've had together already. 2020 certainly feels like a few years packed into one, doesn't it? Now, with the excitement of the start of term, I'm feeling re-energized for what is to come, and hope you're feeling the energy of a new beginning as well. What we've endured over the last few months make every opportunity to celebrate even more precious. So to start, new Bantams, I want to say congratulations to each and every one of you. The sacrifices you and your families have made to arrive at this moment are significant, and I think you should take a moment to celebrate. You made it. Students, let that sink in. You made it here today. The hours of cultivating your curiosity in the classroom, working on a team at a job, and making your communities better in person and now online have brought you here. And this is exactly where you're supposed to be, We know your resilience and adaptability will inspire the community and will continue to push us forward. You are among the best cohorts we've ever had entering Trinity, and we are proud of you. Today we have 581 first-year students and 17 transfer students joining us from all over the world. Out of the thousands who applied to Trinity, we chose you. You belong here. We saw the connection between you and Trinity when we read your applications. You are capable of doing extraordinary things during extraordinary times. You finished the academic year online, you put together virtual proms and reimagined graduation ceremonies. You figured out ways to build community online and to support yourselves and your families through frequent and rapid change. You are creators and innovators. Because of what you've done already, I know that you will all do amazing things in the classroom, on the stage in the fields, in your social groups, and of course, in the city of Hartford. Today, you are coming from all over the country and all over the world, and there are so many things you should be proud of. Our newest Bantams are from everywhere. The majority of you are from outside of New England. You are coming to us from Atlanta, my home city, and Anchorage, from Minneapolis and Miami, from Portland, Maine, and Portland, Oregon, and so much more. And even though we have students coming from all over the country, we love our backyard. 86 of you are from the great state of Connecticut. Find them online and ask about the area. Use the Hartford scene books you received as conversation starters with your new friends. Today we have students tuning in from all over the world. You come as far as China, Mexico, India, the UK, Egypt, and so many more. Because of you, new Bantams, we now have 71 different countries represented in our student body. Because of this year, we'll have the opportunity to collaborate across time zones like we've never done before. The domestic diversity of our student body continues to improve. 22% of you identify as Black, Indigenous, and persons of color. We see you, we hear you, we welcome you, we stand with you and for you. I'm also proud to share that 16% of you are the first in your families to go to college. Most impressive, though, are not the statistics, but what you've done and what really inspired the Admissions and Financial Aid Committee to choose you. Joining us today, we have a dedicated fiddler who has played for their entire life. I hope you find the beatboxer who performed before hundreds on the streets in Tokyo. I can't wait to see that collaboration. As a lover of cycling, it would be remiss of me if I did not share that we have students who have biked across America and from Amsterdam to Barcelona. Perhaps they can team up with the top-ranked triathletes for a socially distant bike ride. Let me know if you need a route. We also have published authors, podcast hosts, fundraisers, activists, researchers, surfing instructors, and beekeepers. I could go on, especially about your resilience and persistence over the last few months. Many of you stepped up and in as caregivers and found jobs to help your families. You shouldered those responsibilities without losing steam in the classroom. Simply put, you are a remarkable group, and we are proud to have you at Trinity. In your applications, you told us that you want to use your education to affect positive change around the world, and I know you will spend your years at Trinity learning how to do just that. President Berger-Sweeney, I present to you the strong and persevering new Bantams.
Thank you, Dean Odie. Matriculation seeks to welcome incoming students formally to this fellowship of learners that makes Trinity such a very special place to spend one's undergraduate years. Matriculation here at Trinity is unique in that this ceremony focuses on a book. This book, a very special, small, leather-bound book written by Bishop Brownell, our first president. In a moment or two, I will present the book to the Secretary of the Faculty, Professor Stater, for safekeeping for the 2021 academic year. Bishop Brownell's book symbolizes the academic commitment of this college. Each year at commencement, the Secretary of the Faculty returns Bishop Brownell's book to the president of the college, who then places it into the hands of each Trinity student receiving a degree. In this sense, it is a link with every graduate of the college. Upon your own commencement, you will be joined with thousands of distinguished predecessors who, like you, have been fortunate to study in this place. The tradition began in 1837 with the first graduating class, when Bishop Brownell wanted students to touch the Bible while receiving their diploma. At that first commencement, right in the middle of the ceremony, the bishop discovered that he had somehow mistakenly forgotten to bring the Bible. The only other book at the podium was the one in which he had written the order of exercises. Without missing a beat, Trinity's first president simply used this book, as have all Trinity presidents ever since. Professor Stater, it is my privilege to present to you and to the faculty of this college this book, in full confidence that the faculty will continue to offer a liberal arts education to all undergraduates of Trinity. This honored book has been touched by each individual who has ever received a degree from this college. I will now place it in your hands for safekeeping for the 2020-2021 academic year, and ask you to return it to me on commencement day. Professor Stater.
Madam President, I accept this book on behalf of my colleagues. We thank you for your trust.
And now we come to the second book that is unique to our Trinity traditions. This is the Matriculation book. It is the most recent in the series of volumes preserved in the college's archives since the founding of our college. All new students who are admitted as degree candidates are required to subscribe to an oath by signing their names in this book. Over the course of this academic year, you too will each sign this book and take the oath of matriculation, thus making a commitment to become an active member of Trinity's community of learners. Your addition to this book will serve as a reminder to you and to all who are witnesses that you will approach your responsibilities with seriousness of purpose and with exemplary judgment. As a scholarly community, the college has a formal commitment through the curriculum it offers to transmit that which has proved to be significant and long-lasting. In this sense, matriculation symbolizes the commitment to preserve, to transmit, and to advance knowledge. For you who are students, it signifies both the opportunity to attend college and the responsibility to seek your own education in company with your fellow students and the faculty. It is now my pleasure to invite Dean Cardenas to officially launch the academic year.
Madam President, I place in your care these undergraduates as candidates in arts and sciences, worthy of admission to all the rights and privileges of Trinity College. It is now my duty and privilege to declare that the 198th academic year of Trinity College is hereby officially underway. May each of you excel in your studies and be moved and transformed by the ideas and the intellectual passions you are about to encounter.
Thank you, Dean Cardenas. If I have learned anything in this long life of mine, it is this. In love, we find out who we want to be. In war, we find out who we are. Today's young people want to know everything about everyone. They think talking about a problem will solve it. I come from a quieter generation. We understand the value of forgetting, the lure of reinvention. This is the opening paragraph of The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, a novel that I read over the summer about two sisters in German-occupied France during World War II. Within the book, there were themes of prolonged deprivation and adversity. The women characters described the nuances of passion, humiliation, suffering, and ultimately the strength to move on. The novel also reminded me how differently one views the world after surviving prolonged adversity. Are there lessons for today? As a nation, right now, we are at the intersection of multiple crises, and in some aspects, it feels like a war. We are living through adversity, which has driven many of us to push harder and to demand more of ourselves and of others. We have had to open our minds and our hearts, and ultimately, we will see the world differently, and I hope better, as a result of surviving these difficult times. Can we reinvent to be our best selves and the inclusive nation that we wish to be? Today, I especially want to welcome those students who are new to Trinity, the class of 2024, transfer students, and IDP students. This welcome is particularly for you. As students of Trinity College, as Bantams, you will have opportunities to grow your knowledge, and you will have the possibility of reinventing yourself here. My challenge to you is to reinvent yourself for the better. Use this time at Trinity to open your minds to new perspectives, to try something new, to interact with people who are very different from yourselves, to learn to listen with empathy and to find answers to questions that you never knew existed. These are the opportunities that await you here at Trinity this fall. And they exist whether you are interacting with one another physically or virtually. I have been asked countless times how I feel and how I'm managing in the face of the current adversity. It's a question I ask myself almost every day. And though I feel many complex emotions, as any human being does, the overwhelming answer to the question is that I am hopeful. I am truly hopeful. Honestly, I could not lead this great institution without being hopeful about your future and the future of Trinity College. Ultimately, I believe that you, all of you who are listening today, carry the hope of the future. If you are accepted here at Trinity and continue to study here, you are smart and inquisitive. We believe you to be of good character, and we expect you to demonstrate that here. We know that you are capable of caring for others as well as yourself, and during a pandemic, we are expecting this, and we will hold each of you accountable. My hope is that the crises we face have offered us opportunities to learn and to communicate differently in the future. In communication, context matters. Just imagine this. You perceive differently a woman saying, "I'm drowning," when you're at sea, from, "I am drowning," when she's at her office desk. We must communicate and listen with open hearts and open minds and understand the context. Feel compassion for others. No matter who you are, what faith we may have, or the leader we choose to follow, we are part of the Bantam Network, and we're all in this together. Take a moment and look to your left and to your right on your Zoom screen. These are your peers. This is your community. I don't know about you, but I like what I see. Each one of you has your own story, which makes you unique. But none of your stories make any of you less or more of a person than anyone else here. We all come with the foundations of our past and the aspirations to reinvent ourselves and a better future. Treasure what you bring to this community and respect what others bring. At Trinity, we have gone to great lengths to ensure that you will be as safe as possible and have a great learning experience inside and outside of the classroom. Equally important, we have made great strides to ensure that the world you see every day will look and feel similar to what you will see and feel when you leave successfully and move on to your next phase of learning. And I say next phase of learning because whether you decide to pursue another degree, to go right to work, enter the military or other service, to take a year to travel or to raise a family, your days always will be filled with new learning experiences. Our primary goal here is to teach you how to learn for a lifetime. In my mind, reinvention is a continually evolving process made up of learning, forgetting, and relearning, as well as making important choices about who you wish to be. This year will be challenging, no doubt. This is a year in which we find out who we really are. My hope is that each of you will make a positive impact on this community and that collectively we will make a positive impact on the world. I invite you to reinvent yourself for the better, starting today. Welcome to Trinity. And now, I am pleased to introduce another Trinity tradition, our alma mater, 'Neath the Elms, sung by the Trinity College Chapel Singers.
Neath the elms of our old Trinity, neath the elms of our dear old Trinity, no more shall we meet dark castles to greet. Neath the elms of our old Trinity, on the hills of our old Trinity, in the halls of our dear old Trinity, there is bright, there is cheer, there are friends true and dear, 'neath the elms of our old Trinity. College days are from Kent's song free, and old will we sing in memory. Those days that are lost, are of joy as to last, 'neath the elms of our old Trinity. Then we'll sing to our old Trinity, to our dear old alma mater Trinity. We're together today and tomorrow away. Far away from our old Trinity.
On behalf of the trustees, faculty, staff, and your fellow students here, I welcome you to Trinity College. May you succeed more than you can ever imagine as you begin your undergraduate years with us. You have all of our best hopes and all of our best wishes.